Yeah, and these animals, still end up in the same
Yes.
slaughterhouse, and
I'm just coming up with an idea. I'm desperate to still eat meat and be a vegan at the same time.
well, I mean, I'll have you stand right here and
Like to the side like this, or?
yeah, that's perfect right there.
Okay.
So what was your name?
Jeff.
Jeff. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nick. Did you happen to see the TV?
I did.
You did?
I'm assuming that you have a power pack somewhere that's charging all this stuff.
Well, yeah, or we got,
Okay.
so the TV's going. But so how do you feel about the footage that we're showing?
Those animals don't look happy to me, man. I don't know, man. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
Do you think it's like fair? What's going on?
Hell
with it?
no.
No?
Hell no. No, to me, God puts a soul even in an animal. To sit there, I don't even want to watch it, really, to tell you the truth. It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it's upsetting. Have you ever heard of veganism before? By any
Yes,
chance?
I have.
Yeah.
Vegan is what? No eggs either, or whatever else you're not, like cheese and.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is like something we do is obviously abstain from consuming any animal products, whether that's meat, dairy, eggs.
Okay.
So we do that, but veganism is more of like an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings, or in this case, like non-human animals. It's just basically living with the principle of if we don't need to exploit these animals and send them into these situations, right? So here in 2026, let's say, if people have like options in like shopping at grocery stores, or even just not even in the case of food, like buying a jacket, let's say, they don't need to buy like the leather jacket, they can buy something, right? So in that instance, when we don't need to exploit and use these animals, what is the justification or reason that we should still continue to do it in 2026?
Now, is this for pork? Are these pigs or what?
Well, I mean, we were showing pigs.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know, it's disturbing. I mean, you can look away. I mean, if it's too upsetting, you don't have to watch it. But
I love animals.
yeah, do you? How would you consider? I don't know
I'm homeless right now.
Yeah, I don't know your situation. I know obviously that can propose some challenges. Would you ever like consider veganism though, or?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a diet of protest.
Yeah.
I might do it as like in a fast for like 3 or 4 days, and maybe pray about it. I couldn't commit my life to no meat. I understand it's cruel, but I need the protein in my diet.
If you found out though that you could get protein from other sources, would you consider?
Well, for example, okay, I guess you can still drink almond milk, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's like plenty of plant-based milks. There's almond milk, there's oat milk, soy milk, coconut milk, cashew milk, I think. I don't know them all, but those are just a few, obviously. But even protein, for example, like there's things like tofu.
I don't like tofu.
You don't like tofu?
Tofu?
Well, I mean, there's seitan. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I've never heard of it.
It's made out of like wheat, kind of like wheat protein. It's essentially, it mimics the texture of like chicken. So think like obviously like a chicken breast. It's like, and you'd think of like, it's basically that. It's just made from plants, obviously. So that's kind of the texture it mimics. But I mean, there's that. There's also tempeh, another protein option, and I mean, there's like obviously beans, legumes. You can combine certain foods to make like complete proteins, like black beans, brown rice makes a complete protein. Peanut butter and whole grain bread, actually, surprisingly, it makes a complete protein. So I mean, there's tons of things you can do and like mix and match to get protein.
Well, for example, right now I'm in a shelter, so the food is whatever they give us.
Right.
Now, once I get into my own place, we'll see. I might give it a try. I promise I'll fast like that, but I don't know. It's a big deal. Well, no, you got to look at it from my point of view. People oftentimes offer me food or whatever, and I'll go in, and there'll be meat involved. I'm not going to sit there and say I would rather have something. I don't know. I don't like these pictures.
But yeah, it's disturbing to look at. Yeah. Obviously, I can understand like in a situation where you're like you don't really have much of a choice. Obviously, like for example, if I was me or just anyone was, say, stranded out in the wilderness and they had no other option but, like, you know, to kill and eat an animal, you can obviously morally justify that. It's like, it's for survival, right?
Well, a lot of them. I was watching a show over at Burnside Shelter where I'm at, and these mountain men, I don't even know what I was going to say, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Basically, though, what I was saying, like, obviously in certain situations, like maybe your situation right now, I can understand, maybe you don't have that many options, but as soon as you know, maybe are able to, or you can have a choice on what to choose, you can, you know, choose the plant-based option over the one that has like animal products in it? Because like to them, I know we obviously don't really think about it much, and like it's hidden away from us. You know, that's what we're showing. This is all undercover. Right. Like cameras are set up and like all undercover footage, but you know they hide it from us because they don't want us seeing what is really like happening to these animals. So in that instance, if you have a choice, would you be willing to make that choice just so an animal doesn't have to, you know, obviously?
Do you know what they need to come up with? They need to have a product on the market, like let's say it's a steak, but there's a stamp on it that says we've used every bit of this animal. I think if you can use the whole animal, you know, it's like that I would accept more than that.
Well, I mean, I'm not as familiar with the U.S. I know in the UK there are certain stamps that they have on certain products like RSPCA assured.
Okay.
To be honest though, those don't really mean much. There's been investigations, and even if it's RSPCA assured, there's still like cruelty behind that. These like companies have been exposed. There's also like they call it the red tractor scheme. It's essentially supposed to be for the welfare of these animals, but in reality it's just basically a big propaganda thing to like make you feel like, oh, you know, I'm buying something more humane, quote unquote. But you know,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and these animals, you know, still end up in the same slaughterhouse, and you know.
I'm just coming up with an idea. I'm desperate to still eat meat and be a vegan at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, I understand your situation right now. Maybe you don't have the most option, but like when you do have options, or you know, you're at a point where you can choose, I would, you know, obviously encourage you to think about maybe this footage, think about what you've seen, and to them, you know, what they have to go through so we can have these products. And I always say, like, when you think about it this way, to us, maybe a meal, it lasts 15 minutes, but to them, it costs them their entire life, you know?
Well, what you have done is you've instilled the fact that always from now on, from this day forward, look at a lunch, a breakfast, or dinner in the same way I looked at it 10 minutes ago. Because if I have the option to order something different, then I will.
Yeah.
But it's instilled in my head now, thanks to you, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I appreciate you stopping by, and I just, you know, if there's an instance maybe, and you do have a certain choice, and like, I can choose the animal product, or I can choose the plant-based product, you know, I would encourage you, obviously, to choose the plant-based, and just think about this, because, you know, to them, their lives matter to them, and they want to live just like us, you know. I understand that us as humans, we're kind of disconnected from them. We kind of think we're the epitome of, you know, the world, but, you know, they're sentient just like us. They can experience, they feel, they can be happy, experience joy, you know, they make friends, you know, they have each other, like, and, you know, they're just having a subjective experience like us. Maybe it's not exactly like the human experience or whatnot, but I mean, to them, it still matters to them. And like, when you choose these products, you're taking that away from them, you know, for a reason. You don't need, you know, that product. Right.
Okay. Well, hey, brother.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I appreciate you stopping by. I mean, it takes a brave person to come and talk. And could I don't know. So you said I know you go to like a shelter. Are you able to like scan QR codes with anything, or?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. I mean, I have a card I was going to give you. You would have to use like a phone or something to scan.
Oh, I have a cell phone.
Okay. I have them in here somewhere. It's just a card, so I don't know if you'd be willing to watch it. It is this documentary, so we're just showing glimpses of it. But if you scan that, it is the full documentary, and it just goes over basically everything, standard practices, like, because this, what we're showing you, that's standard practice. It's not like an instance of like, oh, these are some bad farms. Like, this is standard practice all around the U.S. and, you know, in other countries as well.
Even branding like a cattle or anything. Who wants a hot iron put on them, man?
Right, yeah. I mean, the issue is we see them as like property and objects when they're not. I mean, they're again, like I said, just like us. I mean, they're like us in every way that matters, you know, having, like I said, having that subjective experience, and feeling everything like us. So when we label them this way, it's maybe easier for us to kind of disconnect from it and just not think about it like, oh, they're cattle, they're property, you know, and but like in reality, you know, like I said, they're having an experience like us, they're sentient like us, you know, and they're living like us, and they just, you know, want to live their lives free of exploitation and harm. And if we have the choice to, you know, not cause harm to them, it's like, why not make that choice, you know? All right, well, I appreciate you stopping by.
Good one. Thanks.
You have a good rest of your day.